of your fan clubs should get a code, not just a lottery system for certain ones. And then again, the general public has better access than you would have had even if you got the code. That's not so fair. Weird. It's and like they put all the loyal fans in the worst seats, worst experience. So the new fans could have floor and have that experience.
I want to fight whoever made that decision. Whoever made that decision.
I'm with you. Let's go.
Walmart parking lot.
And
Hello and welcome to the Krazecast, the podcast run by the fans for the fans that brings you close to the action. My name is Roxy and today I'm joined by my fellow host, Jay.
Hello.
As well as our special guest, the host of NYCKpopQueens.
Hi, everyone. To keep up with all of our content, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at KrazMag, and YouTube, The Kraze.
If you enjoy our content, please consider helping to support our organization through Ko-Fi. Our team is 100% volunteer-based, so any donation helps us a great deal. Head over to ko-fi.com/The Kraze, where you can donate however much you please, and we thank you so much ahead of time for your support.
And if you are watching this on YouTube, before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and do all that stuff on our YouTube channel to catch our next episode, and hit that bell for notifications for whenever we upload new videos. So welcome. Yay! It's finally the time where we could collab. So welcome Charity and Emily. Before we really get into it, I know I already said their names, but please go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us what NYCKpopQueens is. Plug your podcast, plug any socials early. We'll do that at the end too. But yeah, let our listeners who are getting to know you for the very first time know who you guys are.
Thank you so much for having us. I'm so excited to do this. I feel like we've collabed on things like K-pop chat and we're always responding to each other's tweets, but to be able to actually do an episode together is so exciting. We're the New York City K-pop Queens. We do a weekly podcast covering K-pop. We really focus on reviews and try to be kind of fair and balanced. Obviously, we're multi-fans. We have our biases, but we review new releases, concerts, albums, talk about K-pop news. New episodes come out every Thursday, and we're on a streak. We've done 90 weeks in a row right now. No breaks. We make sure to get new content out for you all every week. We currently have listeners in 157 countries. If you'd like to join, if you'd like to listen, please give us a follow, NYCKpopQueens, Instagram and Twitter. Slide into those DMs, say hello. We love K-pop and we're so excited to collab with y'all today.
All right. And that was Emily. And if Charity wants to say anything, go ahead.
Well, Emily is the one who kind of brought me down the rabbit hole of K-pop, and I'm so grateful for that. And we're just excited to be here.
Awesome. Quick question before we get into it. So when did you both get into K-pop?
We're late. We're late to the game, I think, in this world. It was 2017. So it was BTS and that was it. And I was one of those people. I was only going to be ARMY, super into BTS. And then I listened to New Music Friday on Spotify and I heard a song and I thought, ooh, this is good. Who is this? And it was Monsta X. And I was like, oh. So then I got into them and then NCT and then everything just spiraled really quickly.
I feel like that pipeline just happens, to be honest.
Oh my God. It becomes your life before you know it. And it's just, I'm grateful for it. Yeah, exactly.
Here we are. We all have a K-pop podcast. So I mean, the world is small, and you meet new people and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, I don't want to take up too much time. I hope everyone has, in the beginning, and we'll get onto the topic of why we're here today, but I hope everyone's doing well right now. If you're listening to this afterwards, yes, probably, of course. We're on Super Bowl Sunday, Olympics, and Valentine's Day tomorrow. Whichever the case, have fun, be safe, do all of that. And Roxy, what is our topic for today?
So today we're sort of going to discuss K-pop concerts in general and like the media side of it, because I know that you guys have some experience with that as well. And I'm still thinking about the ATEEZ concert. I'm not going to lie. It's been like 3 weeks and it's all I'm thinking about.
Honestly, like I know you guys went to it. So I'm just like, I missed out on a good tour.
I'm feeling that way this morning because we missed One Us. They were in New York last night. And I'm like, oh, there's this awful feeling when you miss a concert. And it's hard to go to every single one. But when there's a concert in your city and you don't go, oh my goodness, I just felt like very disappointed in myself that we weren't there last night.
Yeah, One Us was last night. Blitzers is tonight in New York City. They're just like, they're doing it back to back at this point. Everybody's trying to fit it in Q1. It's an issue.
It is. That's the thing. It's like, you guys give us a break. I don't have like that much money to spend on every single concert. Number one, like, tickets are expensive. I find myself having to go, okay, which one's more important? Let's budget this out a little bit. And then you're right. It's back to back to back to back. So you have to like really be ready. And these general admission concerts, they're exhausting. You're going to be standing the whole time, pressed up against people. It's a workout. This is a real heavy commitment for all of us.
Right. I like the only concert I've been to thus far is Eric Nam. Phenomenal concert too. If like the concert coverage for ATEEZ is coming out soon that Roxy worked on, and the Eric Nam coverage that I did is already out. Please go read those articles once you get to it. Like I feel like 2022 is like going to be the concerts or like the era where, because we had that 2-year gap, they're like full force energy. Let's outdo what it is. And it's just like, I don't know if I was ready for this exactly yet. Like, hold on.
I know it's so much. I'm having trouble. We've been a little disorganized. Life kind of got in the way, I think, the past couple of months for us. I'm having trouble remembering when tickets go on sale. I had the worst feeling the other day with P1 Harmony. I totally forgot. I get on a half hour later, gone. And now it's like, oh no.
I'm kind of surprised like these newer groups are selling out so quickly. So like, I know people had issues with ATEEZ, but that's because a lot of us had tickets before. I had tickets since 2019. I was like, I don't feel bad for you guys. I've had these for 3 years. But like P1 Harmony kind of surprises me that they sold out that quickly.
Like in a minute they were sold out, but they're playing really small venues. Like here in New York, they're playing Town Hall, which is tiny. I think that's going to be a great show. But Charity, do you know the capacity? I want to say it's like 1,800. It's not.
Yeah, it's really small.
Yeah. So it's going to sell out quickly, obviously, because of the numbers, but it worries me. Are you ladies worried about when some other groups go on sale? I'm worried about Stray Kids, NCT. Oh my goodness. I already have the concert anxiety, like before BTS concert tickets.
I'm like, not even going to try.
Even when we got tickets to NCT pre-pandemic, that was super stressful. And now they're even bigger. So God help us.
Yeah. BTS tickets. I started trying to get those in like 2015. And even then it was impossible. So now when they come, we have 6 people ready trying to get everybody tickets. One person usually gets through, but sometimes that doesn't work.
We had the worst luck this last time. You know, we got the code, the whole thing, because we had tickets to the tour that was canceled. Nothing. Nothing.
It was awful.
Hours and hours, and we're both crying and just panicking, like, oh, this isn't going to happen for us. I can't believe it. Trying to be positive. And then we didn't get like the fan club sale, the verified fan. We didn't get the codes for that. It was bad. It was really bad. And we lucked out and someone invited us to be their guest at the show. And that's how we got to go. But the pandemic, a lot of K-pop fans have grown from it, which is great. But for concert tickets,
it's not great when I'm trying to go. Not
it sucks. Yeah.
I'm like, this is not 2017 anymore. We are in a new era.
Oh my God, right?
It's really weird to see from like a marketing perspective, because all of our like press stuff goes through me. So I sort of help get other people press access to stuff. And now there are so many shows in Europe that I don't even know who the promoters are in Europe. And neither do my people in Europe. So we're all like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I've heard that from other people in the industry, that all of kind of the players have changed.
Yeah.
So like, I know with like Big Hit, a lot of the players have changed with this deal with Ithaca Holdings and Scooter Braun and their new US thing. So yeah, if you're in the position where you had connections a couple years ago, they're gone, and it's kind of like restarting while everyone else is elbowing their way in because they see that this is going to be profitable.
Right. And it's like, and it's weird to see it transform from like a niche into something more mainstream. Then it sometimes feels like that you're being pushed out by people that are bigger and have more money. So it's a
ding, ding, ding. Yeah. And that maybe don't know the music and the genre and aren't passionate about it. That's like the most frustrating part.
I know. I remember specifically for Super M's concert in 2019, there was a guy that was forced to go to the Houston show by his company, and he trashed that entire show. He was like, they lip synced the whole thing. It was terrible. I don't know why anybody likes this. And I was like, my dude, you know nothing. Because I saw that same show in DC.
Same.
And it was like,
yeah.
Baekhyun did not lip sync that. My dude hit that note live. I don't know.
Right.
I'd live for that note.
Of anyone, do not come for him. His mic is always on. Do not come for him. We saw that show at Madison Square Garden. It was phenomenal. It was
that would have been so nice. I saw it here in San Diego, and I was just like, this is probably like, you know, BTS was loud when we went to Permission to Dance. Actually, we were there, me, Emily, and all of us, we were there at the same time. But it was so bad in terms of connection in there that we couldn't meet up. But like going back to it, like BTS is loud, but I felt like Super M's concert itself was one of the loudest concerts I've ever been to, because it's like, where are you going to see a lineup of these particular artists again?
Yes.
You know, and it's because it's like 3 different groups, you know, it's just like all of the fandoms itself are just like coming to one, because it's like, it's just not EXO fans, it's not just Shiny fans, it's not just NCT fans, it's all of us together. And so like to be in a capacity in a room in that kind of setting is like, it's huge, just like KCON, you know, it's just like, whoa, it's so loud to be here. And then it's just like, what? You're going to say this? You can't deny the energy that is in this room right now? What?
They don't get it. I think they don't get it, because out of all the K-pop concerts we've attended, I was blown away by the feeling. I agree with you. The feeling in the room, there was so much love from all of these fans from specific, like different groups, right? You've got EXO and Shiny and CT127, Wavy, all the different light sticks. But I felt like it was like the friendliest crowd of any K-pop concert I've been to. Early BTS concerts had a really special feeling. I think as the fandom has become a little more casual and newer fans are kind of coming in, it's a little bit different. It'll be interesting to see what their next tour feels like.
I heard this last one was a little,
There weren't even fan chants.
Nobody knew the Korean songs. I would be so mad.
Nobody knew the songs. Hey, we kept the gig, you know, because we were in a suite. So we kept thinking, well, maybe the sound is different. We just can't hear. Maybe if you're in this section, it's a little louder, maybe. But it was the quietest show I had been to, even though it was a stadium BTS show. And no one knew the words, and there were no fan chants.
Oh my God, that must have been awful for them because of what they're so used to. Because I went to the Speak Yourself, which was the other tour before that.
Yep.
People that sat next to me were clearly not BTS fans because they were looking at me like I was out of my damn mind. But everybody else was like, getting into it. I would have been so mad if I was at that show and like everybody around me was not into it. I would be screaming.
It just felt like kind of the changing of the guard from this smaller thing to now mainstream. And what comes with that are people who were there because it was an event, people who liked a couple English songs that were released last year. It just felt like a different thing. Yeah, I don't know.
I hate that so much.
I know. Because for us, like you fall in love with it. There's so many reasons you fall in love with K-pop, but there's that feeling at the concert when you look around and everyone has their light stick, you know, every word. And it's this like, it's the warmest, most powerful feeling. When you take that away, I think you lose the connection with each other as fans and with the group. It feels a little different.
Yeah, I heard because our founder, she lives near me, but she also went to Permission to Dance, and she was talking about how she heard people like trash talking older generations of K-pop, like saying, they didn't know BTS's old stuff, I was like, I don't like the way this is. It makes me feel so hipster because I hate watching this happen so much. I'm like, I want them to be popular, but not to the point where it's like, it's so mainstream that like people are like this.
That's it. And I've noticed that a lot on Twitter. I'm on Stan Twitter all day long. Like, I feel like I have to stay on Twitter, keep up with what's going on, but especially Stan Twitter. So many army. And when you see what they joined, it's like 2020, 2021. Yeah. And they don't know the old stuff. They don't know the old songs. They post pictures and content that's not even accurate. And they'll get like thousands of retweets and everyone's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's a different world. But I think we're going to see more of that. I think we're going to, it's going to keep going that direction with other groups as well.
What I did want to ask is, since we're talking about concerts, how do we feel about this whole pre-sale code, era that we're like, it's not like it hasn't happened before, but we saw what BTS was. If you are following certain artists, Eric Nam did it for his pre-sale for his current tour. Like, I'm pretty sure we're going to start to see more and more of that happening. And I know for a lot of people, the biggest issue is like, well, we're going to be put into this lottery system. How come it's still not guaranteed? I know that, like, why did you make it such an incentive to, sign up for the membership or like try to get this access code, but you're still not even guaranteed the code? Yeah, I didn't even know that there was a pre-sale code for Eric Nam at the time. And because it went to his Spotify listeners, but it's like, wait, I'm following Eric on Spotify.
Same.
How come I didn't get a code? But I got a code for Keshi. And I was just like, how do you guys feel about this? What do you think can be improved upon? Or should we even keep it together or just get rid of it entirely? Keep it to one sale only. Good luck if it's, it's only one time. Good luck.
It's hard. It's hard because how does scalpers still get it? How does scalpers still get the pre-sale and then be able to sell the tickets? How?
That's it.
That shouldn't be
And I think that's like the big problem. I don't think your loyal fans are rewarded. I think scalpers find the way in and now they have access and more of the loyal fans are pushed in the back of the line. I thought the way that BTS handled it was atrocious. I thought that was such a mess. It felt to me like they wanted to reward new fans and all of us older fans they were getting rid of. They've transitioned to English albums. Who cares? I'm sure that that's not what the guys wanted. And I know that, I'm not trying to speak ill of them, but I hated the way the label handled that. Because like you said, we weren't guaranteed.
I would not be surprised if like Big Hit is talking to an American centric promoter and they're saying you need to target this as opposed to what got you here, which also pisses me off because the only reason you're this big is because of the loyalty that you built.
Exactly.
And I think that a lot of American promoters don't take that into account. In fact, I think a lot of American promoters are a little bit nasty in regards to K-pop. They don't think it's serious and they don't think it matters. So they're going to be like,
they still don't get it.
Yeah. Which is surprising.
They still don't get it.
Because like this has been happening for 5 years. Like this expansion 5 years. And you still think it's not that big of a deal.
I honestly I think the pre-sale codes for smaller artists, fine. And maybe for like Eric Nam or Keshi, it all works. For these large tours, if you're just handing it to the scalpers and you're hurting your fans, I almost would rather just take a chance where the tickets sell out in 2 minutes. We're all on Ticketmaster and maybe you'll get lucky. Because I think the way that they're tiering it, BTS, they should have sold all of the tickets to people that had previous seats for the last tour. Every single person should have been guaranteed a seat before they did more sales to newer fans and to other people. If you're going to do a pre-sale, it should be open to all the seats in the venue. Let those people have access. Then the leftover seats, fine. I'm of the side, let's just get rid of pre-sale. Let's just do old school Ticketmaster. We're all on at the same time. Try your luck. And then it's Hunger Games getting them. I don't know. Charity, what do you think?
Yeah. So I feel like the old school way, the scalpers have such advantage because they have all this technology to basically bulk up the system and block everyone else. I think where I've seen other artists where you're part of a fan club, you have to pay for a fan club and then you get a pre-sale code and they let that sell out. Like I know Michael Bublé has done that, Ricky Martin, New Kids. You buy a fan club and it's usually like $60 to $80 for the year. You get some like swag with it, but you're guaranteed a code and you're also usually guaranteed a seat because whatever's left over gets sold in the regular sale. So it would be harder for scalpers to get access because they would have to pay for a membership, which they would not do, obviously.
I think they would though. I
You
think yeah, $60 is nothing for these huge ticket scalpers. Like
But
for
if
BTS tickets to invest in that, they're going to do 100 fan club memberships from different IP addresses to get it.
But
I think
it
it's
would be
different
more
with
of an
those
incentive.
ones.
It would be more of a not an incentive. It would be more of a deterrent than just open to everyone, and they have all their connections and all their like computer programs and everything to get in. With a regular sale would be slightly more difficult.
No, I think to add on to that, it's just like for the membership though, people have to realize for BTS's membership, if you want to even just sign up the US, it's $25.
Yep.
It's so cheap, which I mean, cool, fine, keep it affordable. I'm not saying don't jack up the prices because a lot of fans, it should be reasonable to an extent. I agree, like, having that membership is cool and everything like that. But if you take a look, stepping back at the BTS one, obviously Mott's tour ticket holders went first, right? And then that was the second day on the schedule where like, okay, well, if you didn't get the pre-sale code for a Mott's, here's this
fan
day,
club.
here's the fan club, right? And then it was the membership. The membership, right? And I'm upset because I actually got a membership code that day, but I already bought my tickets. I was able to get it during the Mott sale. But what was unfair was, okay, so you released a limited amount on day one, day two, barely anything. And then day three, all of a sudden, thousands of seats are available.
Great
and
seats.
That,
Great seats.
Right. Floor tickets, VIP, sound check.
Yep.
It wasn't even there available on day two.
Exactly.
And it's just like, what happened here? How is this fair? Like,
who did this? Who organized this?
Exactly.
We need to have a talk because I can do it better and I've never done this before.
Thank you. I think we all could. It was the worst ticketing experience I've ever had in my life. It was mind-boggling. I'm a fan club membership. I didn't get the code. So like, that's unfair. All of your fan clubs should get a code, not just a lottery system for certain ones. And then again, the general public has better access than you would have had even if you got the code. That's not so fair. Weird. It's like they put all the loyal fans in the worst seats, worst experience. So the new fans could have floor and have that experience.
I want to fight whoever made that decision. Whoever made that decision.
I'm with you. Let's go.
Walmart parking lot.
And it's not even, okay, like reiterating, we're not mad at BTS. Whoever the organizer is for this, whoever made this decision to do this system, really, why? I
guarantee you it was someone that's American. Guarantee you.
Oh, no question. And you can already see the influence of their American label. I see it in everything they do now. Their whole thing has changed. The whole thing has changed dramatically.
So it's kind of like, do we see this happening in the future? If we can squeeze one more tour out of BTS this year, pretty sure it's just like, how are they going to do this? They need to improve what they did for Permission to Dance for this tour, because there's going to be a lot of older fans who are pissed off.
Exactly.
Granted.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is that at least this upcoming tour for BTS, whenever it does decide to happen, and if it does happen, we know at least the world is a little bit more open. We're not going to be stuck at one location anymore. It's going to be multiple stops. So I don't think we're going to see as big of a, like, you know,
God, I would hope not.
You know, because that was terrifying. I think that was terrifying. And being in those lines sucked ass. Honestly.
Horrible. I was texting because we wanted to meet up. It took so long to get into the venue. The whole thing was so chaotic, but I think you're right. I'm hoping they'll do a lot of locations. I think the days of arena tours for BTS are over. They're maximizing profit no matter what. So we're going to get another stadium tour. Let's hope they do a lot of dates, not just like 2 or 3 cities. I'm guessing they're going to do 14 or 15 in the United States, and we'll have a better chance of seeing them. Charity and I have traveled. Like, we don't care. If I don't get tickets for MetLife, oh well, we're going to Soldier Field. We're going to Atlanta. We'll go to LA. It doesn't matter. But
somewhere.
But when fans have that option, it's not the entire world trying to go to Los Angeles for 4 days.
Yeah.
That was brutal. That was brutal.
Because like the Mott's tour, they even had a stop in DC. They were going to play the Redskins FedEx Field. I was like, hell yeah, I don't have to pay like $500 to go somewhere. And then they canceled it and they were like, oh, we're just doing this one in LA now. I was like, fuck you guys. Like,
I know.
Really?
The amount of money, I would guarantee K-pop fans spend more money than any other genre in music by far. Like, I don't want to know how much I'm spending. I don't keep a budget on this stuff. But when you put together traveling and hotel for concerts, the actual concert tickets, and then albums and merchandise, it's so much.
I guarantee you at least 20,000 on my end in the last 5 years.
And like, I'm an older fan. I like somewhat like, I'm not ashamed of it, but also it's like when I see it, like I've been a fan for 14 years. So it's just like, all of this money, where did it go? I'm like, oh shit, I spent this much money. I remember my very first KCON, I dropped just on albums. And this, I don't know how I did it. I dropped $1,000 on albums alone. That's not even including food, travel, going to the concert. I'm like,
was that before you could buy albums anywhere? Like before they were on Amazon and everything?
No, because the only place where you could get them, I'm pretty sure like in New York, they have like that Seoul, like here's where you can buy K-pop albums.
Yes.
LA has that Seoul Koreatown.
Yes.
This is where you could buy it because any other small city you're at, there was no K-pop store at the time.
No.
So like,
and you couldn't get them on Amazon. You couldn't get them like online. Yeah. You could do Yes Asia, maybe K-Town for you. And the shipping was atrocious. Like,
right. So it's like, if I have access to it, give me it all. I want it, you know? So like, I was just like, the amount of money we like legit spent. I think the only closest, probably because her fandom is so huge, is Beyonce at this point.
Yeah.
You know, like because I remember when Beyonce tickets went on sale and it was a stadium tour, her nosebleeds started at like $400. And I'm like, no, thank you.
Are you kidding me?
Was that scalped or was that just what she charged people?
I don't know. I think it was probably scalped at that point, but even then it's like, I mean, obviously Super Bowl, we're talking about it, right? Like it's the day of Super Bowl for us right now, right? I follow like a particular ticketing thing. Obviously there are big fans, right? And even then nosebleeds starting $3,000. I'm like, bye. I'm leaving.
Yeah, never. I'm sorry. I can't drop $3,000.
Speaking of scalping, BTS's concert, and these scalpers were insane. Insane.
I went like the weekend after to look, and I swear they were like 50 grand a seat. And I was like, give me a break.
That's
like,
a house or a car.
Right. Who do they think is going to spend that much? But the problem is people do. The problem is people will spend it. So
I know. That's like
supply and demand.
That's the thing, like with the ATEEZ tickets, I originally had 3 and my one friend was like, I can't go anymore. Can you sell my ticket? I was like, yeah, sure. And it was like a P1 ticket, I think, not the high touch one, but the one that had the poster. So I was like, I can make some money off of this. And like people will buy it. And I did sell it higher than the market price. And somebody bought it before the day was over. Like that's how fast it went. And it was less than 500. I sold it for less than 500, but it was still up there. Yeah. And I was like, it's even hard for me because I want to be like fair. I'm like, somebody wants
No,
this
I
ticket.
know. I get
But
it. Yeah.
I also need money. I'm like, I'm broke.
Yeah.
I need to have something that somebody wants.
We need to support our K-pop habit.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
I have a very expensive addiction that I need to support. So I'm going to go ahead and turn around and sell this extra ticket.
Like, oh, sorry. Like, I already cut off an arm and a leg. I need to reattach it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
exactly. I need some funds for this.
But I mean, I think like inevitably, I don't think we'll ever get away from scalping. You know,
No.
it's always going to
Yeah.
happen. I like right now, like he's not K-pop obviously, but Keshi
Oh,
is. I just bought a
Love.
regular GA ticket. I was
Yep.
surprised to see how low a price
yes.
his ticket was, and I'm just like,
Yes.
$29. Excuse
Yep.
me, where do you ever see that?
They were like 35.
Wow.
I think the tickets in New York were 35. And I
Wow.
felt the same way. I was like, okay, well, he's more like KR&B. Maybe it's obscure. No, they're sold out. And they're going
Yeah.
for like 180 each right now.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I was trying to get just a regular VIP ticket. I didn't
Yeah.
want, like, I just got into Keshi, but I mean, like, I kind of was in that realm where like, I feel like a real, like, true fan of him should be the ones meeting him.
Totally. No,
You know?
totally.
That's how I felt. But I was just like, I would like also just the perk of getting in early because I want to buy my
Yeah.
merch. I want to like just settle in, find my spot, you know, stuff like that. And I
yes.
couldn't find
so
one.
stressful.
And then
Merch, please, though. They always run out of merch.
I know.
yeah.
It's panic.
God,
I was
BTS
trying to get
a
merch in
nightmare.
ATs, and 50% of it was sold out by the time I was like
Yeah,
in
no.
line.
I love the AT's merch though. I loved it.
I wanted
Like,
the banner
sometimes-
so bad.
Sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not into that merch. I don't need it. When theirs came out, I was like, ooh, I like this. Oh, this is cool. But I'm not patient enough. And I always am just like, oh, well, I'll just buy it later. I'll find something
Same.
online and I'll buy it later. But I know from seeing it what I like and what I'm going to like target when I get home.
Yeah, I
Speaking
was
of
in line
ATs
for an hour outside in the cold.
I can't.
Well,
say
Jay,
shit.
didn't you do the huge line at BTS Permission to Dance?
Yes.
I think Charity and I were the
Dedication.
only ones that did it. I was like
Really?
talking to everyone on Twitter, and all
Did they
of you
run
guys
out of
were like-
stuff?
they were in
They
line for like days.
They did run out of stuff.
How do they not know how much stuff to make at this point?
Okay. It was more of the sense, why didn't you cap how many things
Yeah.
people were buying? That was the
Yeah.
problem.
Oh, they didn't do that. They did that at other concerts.
So for Permission to Dance, I spent literally 7 hours in line.
Jay,
I got there 10 a.m. I
Oh.
didn't get out of that line till almost 5 p.m. at
I
that point.
would
It's like
kill
a work
myself.
day.
And
It
it was
is. It's a work day.
That's a whole
How
ass
do you
work
go to
day.
the bathroom?
is.
That's my
No.
concern.
I didn't. We barely
Girl, you can't even
ate.
drink water because you'll have to pee and get out of line.
Oh, oh my
Oh my God.
goodness. Were you able to get stuff?
So fortunately, yes. Did I
Okay.
get what I want? No.
Oh my God. For
Oh.
7 hours, you should get anything you want.
And the thing is, like, I think it was like they ran out of sizes, which it happens, you know, understandably so. Things run out of certain sizes, right? So I'm just fortunate enough, like, okay, I'll sacrifice, I'll get the biggest size and figure
Yeah.
out a way how to shrink
Yeah.
whatever I am wearing, you know? But it's like, why didn't you cap the number of items people could, like, if you're gonna buy a certain, like a sweater, like what I'm wearing, right? 2 per person. 2
Yeah.
shirts
Yes,
per
exactly.
stuff like that. Like, I felt like people were just buying as many as they could because they knew, oh,
Yep.
I'll be that friend to stand in line, tell me what you want, list,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
you want,
Yeah.
I will buy it, you know?
Or resell it later because then people can't get it.
And then
Yep.
the thing is that line situation in general was terrible for
Yeah.
this concert in general, whether it was going into the venue or getting into that line for merch. Once you get into the main line and you're finally there where you see the main tent, it's like it breaks off. So do you want to go for the lucky draw, random draw? And there were people like, why didn't you cap how many people were buying those albums? Because you get the special like random photo card that's specific to the concert only. tour, people were buying legit $60 a whole freaking, what's the name of the thing? The crate, the wooden like pallet. People
Why would they let people do that?
Money. They have money. They're
Exactly.
gonna do it. And they're after it because of the photo card, because later on they know they can sell it. And so it's just like, you should have just capped it. Like, I don't necessarily mind if it's just like, hey, you could buy up to 5-10 albums per different one. That's fine. I don't have any problem with that. But if you're buying 20, 60, 100, where is the fairness in leaving it for the other fans who are in line trying to also
fairness? It's just like the tickets. This is like the new way of their marketing and promotions. Like money. Let other people take it. Very American. Exactly.
Yeah. And people are selfish. Americans are selfish. That's like how we're raised.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just don't want to be nice, and I would also be a selfish bitch and just get what I want because everybody else is going to do that.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. And so it's just like, it feeds into that mentality. Well, if they're doing it and they're not getting in trouble for it, I'm going to do it too, which I think a lot of people will get, like, we're not perfect. We're all going to get into that. I was like, if you see something, oh, maybe I'm going to try that, like, I see what you're doing, like, but there are decent people out there. Like, I don't need all of that, but unfortunately there are people like that will just do that because they want to make a profit. And it's sometimes sad to see that. And I mean, and that there are going to be people who want to buy that thing.
That's it. Always. If we think it's ridiculous, someone else is going to spend $2,000 on that photo card. It'll be gone tomorrow on eBay.
Well, even remember the BTS meals? People were selling those for like $1,000 for the bag. Just
that shit was wild. I just ordered one and it was terrible. And like, why would you buy that on eBay? It's just a fucking McDonald's bag.
It's a McDonald's bag. That was purple. Like, and we didn't even get special, like our packaging on the nuggets and the drink and stuff didn't even have BTS. It was only the stupid bag that was
in America.
Special.
Yeah. Specifically. Everywhere else they got, it's like, how come you get this? We don't get this.
Right? And some people didn't even get a bag. That was what was even crazier.
Yeah. And
it's just a BTS meal with nothing on it. Like, why am I paying for this?
Who knows?
But we all went and got it. I don't eat meat,
yeah.
and I went and bought it and ate
That's
the.
true.
I'm like, I hate McDonald's. I never go to McDonald's. I don't eat meat. I stay away from most animal products. I went and bought it. I sat there and ate the fries and was like, "Ooh, wait! I don't think these are even free of animal products. What am I doing?"
No, I hadn't eaten McDonald's in 3 years, and I was like, I'm just gonna get it.
Right? I just wanted to, like, for me, it was like, I just want to try these sauces. And I'm just like, wait, can't you make it? Like, honestly, I am not the frequent McDonald's person, but I'm like, I like a chicken nugget here and there, and these sauces are actually pretty good. Why isn't this a thing here? Because I want this, that was the thing. But it's just like, it's crazy to see, like, when going back to concerts and everything, you'll see people like scalping is a thing. Oh, reselling, specific merch. And that's what makes me afraid for these upcoming tours. It's just like, how do you weed out, we can't necessarily weed out like who's genuinely there to be there versus I'm here because, not saying that all of them are. There are just a few bad apples who are like that, where it's just like, I'm here because I see money.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it felt like that night one. We went to the first night of BTS Permission to Dance. It felt like a lot of the crowd was there because it was an event. They're there because it's an event and they want to post it on social media, but it's hard. It's hard for loyal fans. I want my favorite groups to blow up and be as big as possible, make as much money as possible. I root for that for them. For us, that means our experience is going to be more expensive, harder to get tickets, a different feeling with the fans and the crowd. It's maybe not the best thing for loyal fans. So it's a tough position. You want it for them, but it's like, oh no.
So the ATEEZ concert was how I wanted the BTS concert to be, because they were definitely ATEEZ fan. They were A-to-me. You know, they knew all the words. They had the light sticks. Everyone was so nice. There wasn't anyone there who wasn't A-to-me. They weren't there but that's also, they haven't gone to the BTS level yet. It made me sad. It made me sad because we had those experiences before with the other BTS concerts we've gone to. And then this one was just a completely different experience. It made me it was fun, but it just, it made me a little sad.
It's
well,
hard,
I think what ATEEZ did perfectly, they let their fans hold on to the tickets.
Yeah.
Like that's insane that they let their fans hold on to tickets for years. And Charity and I didn't have tickets. We weren't mad about it. We knew when tickets went on sale, this is going to be hard. And if we have to, we're going to buy resale tickets.
Yeah.
Like they did the right thing. The loyal fans got to keep their seats, keep their tickets. I was so impressed by that. And that's not easy to do with venues and everything else. Like they're killing it. They're killing it. I think they're doing a really, really good job. They have a lot of positive traction here in the US right now.
Yeah.
Monster X is still holding out.
Wait, what?
Monster X is still holding out. Like they postponed their dates again.
All of them have
so
to go
mad.
to the military this year.
Yes. Can we talk about that? Like, trust me, Charity and I, like I went off, and I've tried to be really professional when it comes to their US management. I know a lot of people aren't fans of a certain person.
Mm-hmm.
We've tried to keep a good relationship and stay positive and not spill the tea. When they canceled this one, we were so excited. We were going to be the, first night of the US tour in New York City. They canceled it 9 days before. And it just felt like the excuse, because of COVID. You knew that this was surging 2 months ago. And COVID's going to keep surging.
They were here when it was surging for a Jingle Ball.
That's true, actually.
So we've talked a lot about this, but we're only in February of 2022. Who do you want to see? Who do you think is going to come to tour this year? Lay it all out.
Stray Kids, world domination. I'm on such a Stray Kids high right now. I can't even talk. Like it's just been an amazing weekend for stays. I'm a massive, massive supporter of Stray Kids. I think this is going to be a really big year for them. The news with Republic Records, finally a US record label is pushing them. Announced the comeback this morning in March. I'm guessing we're going to have a summer tour with Stray Kids. That's going to be tough. Their international following is already so strong. Those tickets are going to be really tough. NCT 127, anything in the NCT world, they're going to go on tour. I'm guessing summer. Those tickets are going to be tough, but those are the ones that I'm like, I'm going to be paying a lot. If I don't luck out on Ticketmaster that day, we're going to be dropping some money.
We're shelling out the dough for these too.
How about you, Charity? Who do you want to see aside from
the same? Yeah.
The same?
Stray Kids, NCT 127. I would love to see BTS again, like a actual tour, not where, Permission to Dance was nice. It was fun to have like a tour, it was fun to have a concert to go to, but it wasn't like their normal tour. They were just kind of like in front of a screen, and it seemed not quite the BTS caliber as every other tour we've seen. So seeing them, I'm holding my breath for Monster X. So we'll see.
I want to see T by T too. The other big hit groups. I do really want to see T by T. We've never seen 17, and I think they're so strong.
So fun live. That is one of the last concerts I saw before the pandemic. Amazing live. You have to go.
I'm dying to see them. I love them. I think
that's a matter of when they're going to announce their dates. It's going to happen.
All of these groups are coming this year. It's just a matter of like when. And can we get tickets? And where are we traveling to? Like, there's so many of those variables, but I want to know so I can plan the rest of my year.
Right.
It's hard to like plan your life when you're sitting here waiting, like, well, when are Stray Kids going to announce? I have to make sure I don't miss it.
I know Roxy's already like, ATEEZ is coming back.
Yeah, they said they're coming back. Yeah. They're gonna come back again.
Like, I have to get to myself to a show this year.
Yeah.
I skipped out of it because it was a toss-up of financially.
Yeah.
I have Eric Nam the weekend. The following weekend is Stray Kids. And also, like, in a sense of I live with people who are very vulnerable. going to the Eric Nam concert was already a risk.
Yeah.
And you know, I like people, okay, you guys are kind of gonna agree, like what? People kind of gave me heat that I had a VIP ticket meet and greet, but I was in the back and not in the front. Because first of all, I'm small. I'm 5 feet.
Yeah.
I'm 5 feet. If I am in a sea of taller people, unfortunately,
You can't see.
like this.
You can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like this or like, and like that. And it's like, hey, I know like I'm doing myself, like I'm doing the best that I can to keep myself safe from this. So, you know, foregoing being in the front, I'm going to be in the back, you know, enjoying myself. I still get to meet him.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But people are like, why are you here? How come you're not up there?
Really?
I'm just like,
trust me, Charity and I go in the back every time. If it's general admission, we're not pushing to the front anymore. Those days are long behind us. Because again, the view, unless you're in the very front, you're going to be going like this the whole time just to get a glimpse. It's way too hard. And when you add people recording it with their phones, you can't see anything.
I hate that so much. Somebody at the AT's concert was doing it right in front of me.
Yeah.
So me and our editor-in-chief that was with me, we couldn't see directly in front of us because she was like this with her phone. I almost fought. I was this close. I was about to be like, excuse me, watch the concert.
Exactly. Do you think like I've been to other concerts? Bruno Mars does this. I think Jack White, where they say, take your pictures now and then put your phone down. There's also shows where they literally take your phone when you walk in. A lot of comedians do that. They don't want their material leaked. I love that. I don't need to record the whole thing. I like being in the moment with the artist.
Yeah.
I would love for K-pop groups to do that, to actually be able to watch the concert. A lot of times you're watching through the screen in front of you.
It's not even allowed in Korea.
So they tried that in the US. They tried to make people not record, but it didn't work.
People aren't going to listen. You have to literally steal their phones and have aggressive security, like slapping the phones down.
And like, speaking of just being too short, BTS concert, I was still short, even in the stands, because there was tall people in front of me. I'm like, I can't see. Still.
Well, you know what's funny? We don't get floor anymore for BTS because we had floor in Chicago. And I couldn't see. I literally spent the entire concert just trying to watch the screens in front of me. Like, and I'm 5'6". I could not see a thing the whole time.
I was in the stands. There's still tall people and I'm like, I'm too short.
Yeah. It's
you're tall,
brutal.
just sit down. If you're 6 feet tall, you don't need to stand up.
I know, like it's so brutal. But I always tell people that when fans get really upset about not getting floor at these shows, I'm like, if you can get seats in the 100s, honestly, for me, it's a better view. And I'm not spending the whole time like just trying to see this much of Jungkook. Like I remember when he was flying around during Euphoria, that was the only time I saw him the whole concert. I was like, yay.
The person in front of us had a giant iPad, like a legit giant iPad that we couldn't even see the screen. And I'm 5'8", I'm tall. So I'm like, if I can't see the screen and I'm 5'8", because you have a giant iPad in front of me, God help someone who's tiny.
Yeah. And it's just like, hey, I like the extended stage, but you know how tall they make these extended stages to even like, I can't even see at the top.
You can see their feet.
They're like 20 feet above the air. Yeah. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. I'm definitely one that wants to like actually see the picture. So all these GA concerts, Charity and I will get there, go to the bar and hang out in the back. Like a lot of them, Eric Nam, Epic High, they're doing Terminal 5 in New York. It's a tough venue. The sound's not great. And we've been to enough concerts. We know exactly where we stand, but it's the same thing. You have VIP, you've got the meet and greet. Everyone looks at you. I want to be able to actually see the stage.
Yeah.
Like I don't want that many people close to me.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's just like,
don't touch me.
Bubble.
Right.
I need my bubble. Cause I'm just like, ugh. And the thing is like, even then, cause at least in California, masks are required indoors, regardless. It's required. The girl, like, hey, you're nice, cool, but man, I'm sorry. I could not like stand how you kept taking your mask off and just leaving it off. And I'm like,
why?
Why? You know it's required. And like even security passed right by through, was like, hey, put it on. It's required, you know? Like, I understand, but like, there's a reason why it's a protocol.
Yeah.
You know, I understand, like, if you're eating and drinking actively, that's different because you're like, put it back on, right? I'm just like uncomfortable just a bit because it's just off and I don't feel comfortable like that. And like I said, it's like I live with vulnerable people. So I have to make a choice of, okay, after that concert, I quarantined in my room. Not saying like, you know, hey, like, I just want to keep you guys safe. That's fine. You know, I made this choice. And it was like, you know, thankfully no one really got sick at BTS. I did hear like few people here and there sprouting about ATs, like people did end up coming positive, people going to the concert positive. And
but there wasn't like an outbreak.
It wasn't like that. No. Like
I also think like, I assume if I'm going to a large space with tons of people like this, I'm exposed. Even if I don't get sick, it's probably in my system. So I do the same thing. Like, I'm not going to go see my parents who are vulnerable after a huge K-pop concert. That scares me. I don't want to, it's kind of this, you have to assume you're being exposed in this world right now.
Yeah.
When you leave your house, I leave my apartment, it's like, ooh, here we go. All right, here we go. It's part of the deal. But I think at concerts, it is an interesting time because we're choosing to take that risk if we go.
Yeah.
What did you think about, I saw a lot of people saying everyone needs to cancel concerts, please cancel, please reschedule. How do you guys feel about that?
I have emotions and I hate it. That's why I can't stand people that are like, you're a terrible person for going to this. How dare you do this? I'm like, let me choose if I'm going to get sick or not. It has nothing to do with you. So shut your damn mouth. Like,
I don't want to get sick.
I've been inside for 2 years.
Exactly.
Let me do something. It doesn't affect you if I do it without getting anybody sick. Like, I'd stayed away from my parents too after all of this.
Exactly.
You can do things that safely. And if you're shaming other people on social media, I think that
that's what bothers me.
You should try to fight, because I don't think you'd be saying that to me to my face.
I'm in the realm.
I think I found my spirit animal here, Emily.
I know, right? Charity's always ready to throw down. So
like, I'm in the realm of, I'm not shaming others. Like, if you want to go. That's your choice. It's not coming from, I don't want these fans to go. It's more of, and I think Emily has seen my tweets, consider just moving your dates. I'm not saying postpone it, moving your dates, because right now it is terrifying. It's terrifying. And it's like, I want everybody to go and have fun, but like, I'm in the realm of, it's not safe for anybody. And I don't want the artists to get sick. Look what happened to Very Very. You know, and canceling their tour mid-tour because unfortunately a member got COVID. And I don't want that for any of my artists. And so now you have to refund all of these tickets, go through that process. Half of a tour is gone. So there's fans who are upset that they couldn't go, you know, and it's coming from that space. I'm not shaming anybody who wants to, like, you know, go. It's fine. I just would feel like it's a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more safer, especially after a surge like this. Yes, we're coming down from it. It's still there, but like, we're coming down for it. And at its peak time when it was really high, I was like, ooh, it's not a good idea. You know, I was like, ooh, and it comes from that realm because I come from that background.
Okay.
And so it's just like, but I know that I still made the risk of going to Eric Nam.
Exactly.
So it's just like, I made the choice. And it's like, you have to really think of what is going to be beneficial for yourself. What do you know your risk? Do you know your boundaries? Do what you got to do. I just really hope you be safe. I don't want you to get sick. Whenever I tell my friends, hey, go have fun, do it. Just be careful. Like, take a test. And then, you know, if you're feeling symptom, go get take a at-home test and get tested. Do what you got to do to keep yourself safe. I'm not going to clown you or like dock you for anything. It's just sometimes it's like, amongst this current climate, I don't know about that one. Not yet, at least. It could let it happen. I just think it's better in the warmer months because right now it's cold.
Yeah, where we are, it's cold. Yeah.
It's snowing right
I'm-
now, actually.
It's weird because you're gonna be like, why is she wearing a sweater? I'm only wearing a sweater because it's cold in the morning. I'm going through a heat wave here in California. It's like in the high 80s.
Yeah. I saw that it's gonna be like the hottest Super Bowl ever.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot in LA. And anyways,
Crazy.
going back to that, it's just like I think it sucks that people are getting targeted. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're shameful for like your disappointment. Why are you going to these tours? Blah 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 blah. It's not safe. Okay, that's
Yeah.
your opinion. You know.
I think
You
that's
have to
it.
make the-
I think it's everyone has the choice, but you
Yeah.
assume the risk when you do the behavior. If I go
Yeah.
out, I
Mhm.
know, okay, now
Yeah.
I'm susceptible. So now I have to make kind of different decisions.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this? Is fresh in my mind because of the Stray Kids fan meeting concert this weekend. But Bang Chan got super upset. He started crying because he said it's really hard. You all can hear me, but I can't hear you. Because in Korea, they're not allowed to
That's
yell
so
or sing along.
sad.
And
I,
it's
I don't understand.
I don't
Like-
get it's
And here's the thing, it's just like COVID's still spreading. I really
it's spreading
feel
like wildfire there.
I'm-
They're
all
having their
going.
Omicron surge right now. They were behind
They
us. They're having
are.
it right now. Every celebrity's
Yep.
getting sick. It's
Yep.
almost comical to
I know
watch it
every
happen.
day. And he has it, she has it, he has
Yeah.
it. It's like, all right, here we go.
and it's just like, you know, everybody's getting it. And it's like, I get it. It's because it's airborne,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm just like, I know everybody's taking measures to like mask up and everything. Like regardless, even if you just come into contact with somebody,
Exactly.
like the thing is like you're still talking to people.
Exactly.
Yes, the mask is like supposed to counterbalance, like, you know, but like
Yeah.
you do know like these masks aren't supposed to last for several hours, not everything.
Yeah.
Your masks are supposed to be changed out pretty frequently, so it kind of like it sucks. And so that I think that's why even these tours now, like I think that's why people are flooding to America or
Yeah.
Europe, because it's like we can hear them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
like, and I feel bad for all the Korean fans because it's like
Yeah.
that is their home base, basically. Like this is where it begins for them. This
Yeah.
is their core.
It's so
not
awkward
hear.
to watch.
Yeah.
It's really awkward to watch. And I wasn't shocked that he said that, but it was interesting. It's like, yeah, from the artist perspective, you're up there giving it and you can see them and there's polite claps, but there's no cheering. There's no fan chants. There's no singing along. It would feel very awkward because you feed off that energy. And if they're
Yeah.
not allowed to make noise, as a performer, it's like, am I bombing up here? Like that would be
Yeah.
the worst
Yeah.
It'd be
feeling.
like a comedian performing with no reaction. How are you
Yeah.
supposed to gauge? I don't know. It would be really difficult. It would make me sad too if I was him.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, oh, that sucks.
Can we just get more girl group tours in America, please?
I think the girl groups question here is really interesting. For whatever reason, girl groups in America don't take off. They really
Mhm.
don't.
Except for Twice, obviously.
Yeah,
'cause
so Twice is happening soon, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday. In
They're
LA, it
doing-
starts.
in New York, they're doing a venue that's out in Long Island. So if you know anything about New York City, that's a
Mm.
hike. Like none of us have cars. You have to take the train, multiple trains. You get
Yeah,
there.
it's not
like,
easy.
it's really a bizarre venue choice. A lot of times when groups don't do Manhattan, they'll do Jersey City, Newark. So you can take the path. It's still not great, but it's a little bit quicker. And Uber's quicker, it's cheaper. Where they're doing their tour, it's the most bizarre choice. We both, when we saw the tour dates come out, we're like, what? Interesting. Probably because they couldn't get the other venues, timing didn't work. But it's interesting that Twice chose that venue for New York
Mhm.
City.
Mhm.
So we are not going. That was one that we said, okay, we're gonna
I
save
got
our money.
offered a ticket, and I'm like, you guys are telling me I can't call off work, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah,
Oh.
and even if I booked it right after work, I wouldn't make it on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wouldn't make,
Uh.
and it's like I'm in the realm where like financially I need to save for these other concerts
That-
too.
That's
Yeah.
what we talked about. That's what we said because we like Twice. We always
Yeah.
review them, we stand them, we've got our biases, the whole thing. But in the hierarchy of our favorite groups,
Yeah.
who we're going to spend lots and lots of money to see, that's what we both kind of were like. I think we
It
can
was
skip this
convenient that it
time."
was far away.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if they were close, it'd be a little more difficult.
My only thing is like I've never seen like just a solo girl group on tour ever, since
Dreamcatcher went on tour a couple years ago.
Oh, I love
True.
Dreamcatcher.
Yeah, they're so
and
good.
That's Roxy's group. Like,
Yeah.
Roxy
Oh, I
really
love-
loves
oh,
I
it.
couldn't
we
afford to go see
stand.
them though. So
Yeah.
because they
We
were in
stand
Jersey City.
Dreamcatcher.
I'm not familiar
Yeah.
with Jersey City. I'm familiar with Newark. I'm familiar with Manhattan. They were like,
Yeah.
I've driven through Jersey City. I was like, I don't want to be there alone.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like I mean, when you're in Inglewood for LA and SoFi, it's like,
Yeah.
ooh, not the nicest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting there, but still,
Yeah.
it's like back then when you were there, if you were there like a couple years ago, it's like Inglewood's scary. I mean, it's still scary.
dude,
but
Newark
it's
is
just,
scary. Every
Yeah.
time there's
Yeah,
a
Newark
I
is
hear-
scary.
I'm
yeah.
like, bro, I am just in the block where the Prudential Center is. I will not leave.
Exactly.
I was at the
Yeah.
Courtyard
We always
Marriott. I
did.
look outside on Broad
That's
Street.
what we
and I'm
always
like,
did.
I am not going to go outside.
yeah.
No, but that's what we always did. Like going to those shows at Prudential, it's like, okay, we're with a bunch of fans. We walk in together, we walk out, we get
Yeah.
on the train.
Yeah, if you're going
Like-
the train, you go in a horde. That's the only
Exactly.
time you leave. You can't be
Yeah.
on the street otherwise, like by yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, I like my thing is like I would just like to see I would like to see ITZY since ITZY is also signed with Republic with Stray
I think
Kids.
they will. Yeah.
I
think they'll
would like to
definitely
see
tour
them.
this year.
I will pay. They're currently my
Yeah.
4th gen girl group,
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah.
so I'm just like I need to see them. And we didn't get like they could because they were minors and at the time they had a curfew when they went to KCON. Not everybody could be there. And I was just like,
Aw.
oh, I want to see these girls on stage. I would love to see them. I don't know who else would be.
I think ITZY will definitely come. Because they've got this deal now. So Republic's going to
Yeah.
push them. But again, the numbers aren't, it'll be really interesting to see how Twice does and what the buzz around this Twice tour is. Because
I mean, they sold out though.
yeah, but like in America, girl groups don't hit as hard as boy groups. They never have. Like, look at Little Mix. They're great and they should have been huge over here. They weren't. They didn't hit. We really have like small pockets where everyone latches on, like Spice
Yeah.
Girls or Destiny's Child, but it's not as frenzied and the money's not there like it is for boy groups. It's just part of like the culture. So it'll be really interesting to see if there's enough room for groups outside of Blackpink and Twice to sell and to do numbers. I'd love to see a smaller group. I'd love to see ITZY. I'd love to see, not that they're small, but
Yeah.
not the big two. I'd love to see their tickets go on sale and see if it's like P1 Harmony and they sell out in a minute.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more fans now.
Yeah.
But again, I just don't know if the American labels are going to invest in girl groups in the same way.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, like a lot of the female artists who tried to break it into here, like it still was hard. Like
Yeah.
Tiara and Four, when they tried it didn't translate well. Boa did good. You're like, I feel like Boa is still the only like
I love Boa.
like successful like female artist to really kick it off aside from like Blackpink Twice. But it's just like I just we predicted it, or I predicted it on the last episode. It's just like I just need to see more girl group representation. I just want more. Like I'm not the biggest girl group stan, sure, but I'm just like, where are these girls at, please?
Dude,
Yeah.
when Sunmi came over in 2019, she did a show in DC and I went there. And at one point she was like, I'm sorry, I can't be as entertaining as these boy groups. And I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah, what does that mean? you're on stage and you're killing it. You're entertaining everyone.
Right.
Like,
CL's definitely going to tour this year, by the way.
yeah,
By
guarantee
herself
she's-
or
Yeah.
she has a lot of promo and press in the US right now. So she'll be
she's-
on tour.
Whoever's her team here
Yeah.
in the States doing a really good job promoting her right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is how you should be doing it, you
Yep.
know? So it's just like, I would like to see more females on the K-pop map
Yeah.
touring and doing it. And I'm just like, I don't know who else to expect. TXT, I would like to see.
For
Mhm.
sure. And Hypen for sure. All the
Oh,
big hit ones, everyone under that Hybe label, they're going to push them so hard in the US this year. There's a
I hope
lot of
so.
money. They're all going to be touring. I'm guessing we're going to see all of them. And there's going to be a new girl group. So maybe they'll tour. Maybe they'll put some money behind them in the US. I'm wondering if we're going to get these like, NCT Hollywood, the
When is that
big
gonna
hit
happen? I know Roxy
reality
doesn't
show.
like it. Roxy does not like the idea.
Yeah.
No, trust us, we're not behind it either. I'm dreading this. I think that waters down the product even more.
I don't want it to happen. I just hope to God they don't do it. I just
know.
hope they trash the entire idea. They won't because they're SM, but I just like.
Well, Big Hit's doing one too. They have their own deal for their own reality show where they're going to do one too.
Oh, kill me.
Yep. Yep. So it's going to
can't.
be American K-pop groups. I'm like, that's not what, how do you have an American K-pop group?
I don't want to see a white man.
Lazy.
I don't want to see a white man introducing himself like he's Korean. I just don't want to do it.
Well, there will be. There will be. We live in America. So if it's not diverse, it's not going to work. And it's a reality show. So it's going to be like, it's not going to be Korean Americans making up these K-pop groups. It's just going to be a weird world. And I don't know if any of us want it. And I really don't think the general public is going to latch on and like it. It's going to be like, they're going to think it's a joke and it will diminish all the work the real K-pop groups have done and what their trainee life is like.
I wish these companies would consult like K-pop media people in the United States.
That's what we've been saying. We're like, we're available.
Because I can tell you what's a good idea and what's not.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like maybe you don't want to hear it, but like I think
there is tons of money to be made. And if you do this right, it will be the biggest thing. Like there's so much money to be made, but they're kind of doing the short term. This is a fad. Let's milk it and make as much money as possible and throw it away. Whereas I think most of us see it as this can be long-term. This isn't a fad. This can be a huge genre with staying power, but you have to go about it like this.
Yeah.
They don't care. It's
like,
so frustrating.
What's the shortest turnaround time so we can get the money? And then once it's just like the field is dry, and that sucks because it's like, this is an ever growing field. It's, I mean, it's like you're getting like, we're seeing the shift now, especially because we're in the pandemic. I think in recent years, before then, people used to make fun of me. I was like, oh, you like K-pop, you like anime? And now like here we are. I'm like the same people who are like saying this is like, look where you're at. I was like, it's kind of like,
it's so hypocritical.
Yeah.
It makes me want to like
super hypocritical.
It makes me want to fight. I've been saying that a lot today. It makes me want to fight.
Fired up on Sunday morning.
Like, oh gosh. And it just sucks because it's like this isn't some kind of fad at this point. Like, even when Psy was here, he put it on the map essentially, you know, to make it into this new wave. I'm not saying they like others haven't come before him, because there have been, but like when Gangnam Style came out, this is something that everybody's paying attention to, and it really opened that new wave of, okay, people are like, this is a thing, people are coming over, and people like K-pop artists have been coming over even before 2010. They were coming here in 2008, and it's just like, people don't realize like the market has been there. Stop taking it as a laughing joke.
Well, that's it though.
And it's just like,
that's the issue. And the issue is like, even though those groups were coming over and touring and the fans were there, it wasn't mainstream until BTS was on the American Music Awards in 2017. That performance where the general public saw, this is K-pop, look at this, became the launching point. And like, I'm not one of those BTS paved the way. I think there's a lot of people that paved the way, like you mentioned. This has been around for a long time. Let's show some respect to all of the acts who were pounding the pavement, making strides in America. But when it became mainstream, things started shifting. And when you have all these songs in English to cater to an English audience, it changes the entire dynamic. And with that, it changes how they're going to market it and how they're going to move forward, which it pushes all of us out. The real fans and the people that want the genre to have longevity, we're not in the conversation anymore. It's how are we going to make as much money as possible, and how are we going to ride this fad until everyone's sick of it. And that's what makes me sad. I don't want 2 years from now for K-pop to be a laughing stock and no one takes it seriously. But you've seen kind of the waves of boy bands from like New Edition and New Kids. Then they were gone. Everyone was over it. Backstreet Boys and Sync, all of them, they were gone. Everyone was over it. There's this cycle of not taking like boy bands, girl groups seriously. It's a fad. And then everyone's over it. It's frustrating
too, though, like the core market, if we're the core market, we'll be there after that.
Exactly.
So you would think that you would want to focus on that. You don't, I get that there's money in like when you're doing the wave, when you're at the top of the curve, but like, it's not going to disappear. Media doesn't disappear. Like just because something new comes up, that old thing doesn't go away. Like radio, people said radio was going to die when TV was going to die when cable's going to die when streaming. It just doesn't. It just takes a different form. So it's like, I don't know why you wouldn't pay attention to the core of what you are.
It's the disrespect for who they think the audience base is, right? They think the audience is young teenage girls. And it's this like disrespectful, they changed their mind. They won't be into it anymore. What's different about K-pop, look at all of us. The audience is different. The audience is way more diverse than traditional teeny bopper music. So it's a shame that, at least on the American side, the media and the labels are treating it and kind of putting it over there. That's not what this is. Just because they happen to do choreography and be good looking guys and girls, that's not what this is. And the audience is different for a reason because of the content they give us. They just need, you're right, they just need to talk to one of us. They need
they have a fundamental misunderstanding of what they're doing. And nobody in Hollywood wants to hear that because they're Hollywood.
No, they don't care. They've been in the business for years. They've done this before. Right.
Your experience is completely
one of those things
different.
like they don't want to change. If it's working,
Yep.
I'm not gonna adjust to what this new standard should be. But I'm like, as a business also, shouldn't you also consider times are changing?
Yeah, business, if you want to grow your business, you have to change. You can't remain static forever.
Well, I think it's also, and this is a whole other episode, but trying to keep K-pop and the whole genre and Asians and everything, trying to keep it out of the music industry. There's a lot of racism and xenophobia that they're going to do whatever they can to keep them out of it. And if they let them in, it's on their terms and they're going to manage it and make as much money as possible and throw them away. They don't want to do what's best for them and the genre or their fans. They want to capitalize off of it and move forward. And that's just a whole other can of worms that we see so much with the way they're still treated. Like, it's shocking because all of us have been in the fandom and been around it for so long. But sometimes the stuff you see, like the Jimmy Kimmel joke and the things you see that are happening this month, it's just, it's
even
very,
branches
very
out to the Olympics, you know.
Oh my, yeah. What was that? The over-representation of Asians are
in figure skating. And I'm like,
what the fuck, dude?
New York Times article like yesterday. And it was something that was like,
is it an opinion piece?
No,
I didn't even read it, but it's just like 7% of Asian Americans are like, are represented within the US, but their Asians make up the most overrepresented ethnicity in figure skating.
They're grossly overrepresented. It was some phrasing that was so offensive. And I was like,
why would you like such like white bullshit?
Why is this the headline? Why is
it shouldn't? Who's the editor that let that out? Is my question. Didn't they think they were about to like die? They were about to get so canceled, thrown into the graveyard.
Yeah. So it leaks
shocking
into other forms, not just, not like, I think it's even just gatekeeping Asian, artists in general, it's just like Eric Nam has been trying for a long time here in the States.
Yep.
And yes, he's doing really well, but we all know this man who's very talented, comes from America, could be even bigger.
He should be. Yeah, exactly.
He should be. And it's just like,
but that's what it is. There's only room in the industry for A, B, and C. So they're really, really, I think, actively trying to keep them out. And that's when all of us have to push harder and work harder. It's not fair, and it's going to take a long time to change. So
I'd be fighting all these people in the Waffle House parking lot.
Exactly.
I'm just like, I'll be here. I'm here too.
Jay's moral support. I'm ready to fight, dude. I got
like,
some.
I'm with you.
I got some anger that's been in me for
me
years.
and Emily are gonna be in the back. Like, hey, I'll hold you back. Hold on, wait, give me your stuff. Like bring it on. Hype you up.
Go.
Like hype you up. But yeah, like we can have such a longer conversation about this. We appreciate both Emily and Charity for coming on to this podcast episode. Thank you so much for being here. This is probably one of our longest episodes to date.
We got into it. We got into the discussion.
Thank you for having us. Like this is our norm. We talk forever. We're not getting it.
And I think it's just like there's so much left that we have to talk about. And definitely you guys are more than welcome to join us back, or, let us know. Like all of us are like, like shout out to K-pop chat. Like right now it's not necessarily in a realm where we can get together, but like even then it's just like, hey, let's all just jump on a call. Hey, did you see this bullshit today?
Yes.
Like, like stuff like that. Just let us know. And we really appreciate it. Like K-pop concerts 2022, it's gonna be a big thing this year, especially because things are opening up again. We have a better handle on what COVID is, so we understand like, okay, what are the logistics of making this work? We're gonna see it and we're looking forward to it. I like all of that, and just it's gonna be a year of K-pop, a better year of K-pop for everybody. And so thank you. If you like, do you want me to close it off, or you'll do the ending bit but like lead into the close off for Emily and Charity? Okay. So if you made it this far into the episode, thank you so much for listening. Please, again, round of applause for New York City K-pop Queen.
Thank you,
Emily and Charity, for being here. We really appreciate it. Emily, Charity, any last words? Again, go ahead, plug all your podcast stuff and your socials. Go ahead.
This was so much fun. So much fun. Thank you so much for having us. Obviously, we all are in this community. We love talking about it. So like you said, we could go on forever. We'll definitely do this again. This was amazing. We're happy to be part of the community, and we're going to be at concerts this year. So let's all meet up and hang out. Like, I can't wait to see friendly faces at all of these shows. It's going to happen. As long as the lines aren't long, like BTS, we could hang out.
And that the connection's better.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Jeez, I know. So if you want to follow us, we're New York City K-pop Queens, NYCKpopQueens on Twitter and Instagram. Give us a follow, say hi. If you'd like to listen to our podcast, it's released every Thursday and it's available everywhere. So please check us out. We're so happy to be part of this community, and this was just so much fun. It was so ladies,
fun. Thank you guys for having us.
You knock it out of the park. I just want to say, like, honestly, the content you do is fantastic. Outside of but seriously, you have a podcast that's amazing. Then you have your website, and like the content on your website, check out their website too. If you guys are only podcast listeners, please check them out because they're killing it. I mean, I'm on there every day. So shout out to you.
Thank you guys. Aww.
Seriously.
Really appreciate that. Oh my gosh. Anything, Charity, you'd like to say?
No, I'm good. Sorry. I would like to say again, thank you so much for having us. It was so much fun, and we would love to do it again.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you back on like another episode where it's like, okay, time to talk about this. Let's go. So we'll definitely have to do this again.
Yes, for sure.
Well, as mentioned, thank you. Check out our website. We do post every day, something new. We have comebacks, all of that fun stuff. All of our social media tags are at Krazemag, so you can find us Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And we are also available on all platforms, streaming platforms for the podcast. So give us a follow, and don't forget to leave us a rating and review.
And this has been the Krazecast. We shall see you in the next episode that is coming really soon. Surprisingly, you guys are in for a surprise. We can't say it now, but that episode's coming out sooner than you think. So we'll see you in that next episode. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.